15 minutes ago, /R.I.P Legendary TV actor Robert Wagner /Goodbye Robert Wagner. Robert Wagner, whose name has long been associated with Hollywood fans who like his endearing grin and magnetic presence on screen. Born on February 10, 1930, in Detroit, Michigan, Wagner's life is a tale of love, loss, and resiliency that has enthralled viewers both on and off the silver screen. Hazel Alvaro and Robert John Wagner Sr. supported their son's love of performing from an early age, but they had no idea that their son would one day go on to become one of Hollywood's most enduring stars. Robert John Wagner Jr. was destined for success. Wagner's career in the entertainment business began when he was a young child. His acting debut came in the 1950 film The Happy Years, but it was his appearance in the 1952 picture With a Song in My Heart that catapulted him to fame because to his irresistible charm and beautiful features. In 1957, his talent allowed him to win the hearts of moviegoers rapidly. When Robert Wagner first met the talented actress Natalie Wood, his life as a slave took a romantic turn. Their chemistry was undeniable, and it wasn't long before they were married in a lavish ceremony. Their first marriage lasted from 1957 to 1962, and the young couple was the epitome of Hollywood glamour. However, fate had other plans for them, and in 1972 Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood were back together. Courtney goes beyond chess. Robert Wagner took on the role of a loving stepfather. Solidifying his place in Natash's heart after their second marriage, Natalie would make a decision to step back from her acting career to fully embrace motherhood and family life. She believed that if a woman chose to get married and have children, other aspects of her life would change. Natasha Grayson Wagner's first child from her second marriage to Brutus producer and theater agent Richard Gerson also became an integral part of their lives. While Wood may have left Hollywood's glitter and splendor, she didn't stop being creative. She found a way to employ her artistic abilities by flipping properties in Beverly Hills with friends and spending time writing and teaching, but her main priority is still being a loving mother and wife. On November 29, 1981, sorrow hit the Wagner family when Natalie Wood's life was tragically cut short. The circumstances surrounding Natalie Wood's death raised question and suspicions, with sister Lana Wood called for the keys to be reopened, and she believed her sister had a fear of water and would not have attempted to tie a dinghy to their family, yet as was suggested as a reason for her fall and subsequent drowning. Robert Wagner will slap to grapple with the unthinkable. In the wake of Natalie's terrible death, the unsolved mystery surrounding her death continued to plague Hollywood, inspiring books, films, and speculative works that are still being produced today. Robert Wagner's world altered when he had to raise their daughters Courtney and Natasha alone. Yet love unexpectedly made its way back into his life. After Wiz passed away, Jill St. John, an actress and Wagner's friend from his early acting days at Far Studios, contacted him and sent him flowers as a show of support. The two's connection from having both lost their spouses through Bond grew, and they started dating in 1990. In 1991, Robert Wagner and Jill St. John took their relationship to the next level by getting married. St. John, who had never had her own children, accepted her role as a stepmother to care for Katie Wagner, the daughter of Natasha Wagner, and their shared child Courtney. She created a love bond with all of the Wagner children, bringing a new depth to their family. In the quaint town of Aspen, Colorado, Robert Wagner and Jill St. John found peace and happiness. They fell in love with the region's natural beauty, which included the skiing, horses, wildlife, and serene rivers and streams. In 1995, they bought a piece of poverty and spent 3 years building their dream home. As Wagner gazed out over the Oak Mountains from his husband's abode, he expressed his profound gratitude for the life he had built. He shared, "When I wake up, I realize that I have built the lovely town of Aspen," offers Robert Wagner, now 93, and Jill St. John, 82. Everything they appreciate. From the thrill of skiing down snow-covered slopes to the peace of viewing animals in its natural habitat. It is the high flatlands that make Aspen such a special place for them. In his reflections, Robert Rhino expresses his heartfelt gratitude. Warner acknowledged that, unlike some people in the entertainment industry, he never walked away from his own life, but rather had worked hard and discovered contentment in the beauty of Aspen. Gratitude for the life he has led, which is surrounded by a loving family and true friends. Through social media, Robert Wagner occasionally gives followers a glimpse into his happy life. In 2022, he shared a precious photo of him and his granddaughter that had been taken, capturing a moment of pure joy. His wife's smile in the photo caused him to smile in his memories ever since. He also wished his granddaughter a happy 11th birthday, calling her incredible and wishing for all of her dreams to come true. It was a test. His health has taken many catastrophic detours and turns. Robert's story begins when he was a teenager and smoked his first cigarette at the age of 18. At the time, smoking seemed like a rite of passage and a way for him to fit in with his peers. Little did he know, however, that the assembly inertia's habits would become a lifelong struggle, ultimately having a profound impact on his health. For more than 7 decades, Robert smoked, and at times he smoked more than 3 packs of cigarettes per day in 2018. Robert's life tragically changed when he had a stroke. He was left in a state of physical and mental distress, and his declining health made it harder for him to perform even the most basic tasks. His mobility was also limited, and his quality of life has significantly declined despite the stroke. Robert was still struggling to give off smoking. His addiction had a tight hold on him, and he is still a slave to it despite his declining health. In the past, Robert's health had deteriorated. He had a number of medical conditions, including chronic respiratory conditions and heart illness. His lungs and cardiovascular system had been severely damaged by his ongoing smoking, and by the end of 2022, he received the awful diagnosis. With lung cancer, the grim news was that Robert's decades-long smoking habit had finally caught up with him. However, given the limited treatment options available for his wigging condition, the medical team, in consultation with Robert and his family, made the difficult decision not to pursue aggressive treatments that could have further compromised his health. The year 2023 proved to be difficult for Robert and his loved ones, as he fought the advanced stages of lung cancer, and he was given authority for a job state. On September 25, 2023, Robert's work continued to shrink, and he spent his days in pain and discomfort coping with the effects of decisions he had made decades earlier. At that point, his home took a sudden and alarming turn for the worse when he started choking and had trouble breathing. His family rushed to his side, and emergency services were called right away. He was then taken to Aspen Regional Medical Center, where a team of medical staff members were waiting to help him. In the early hours of September 26, 2023, Robert's condition continued to swiftly deteriorate, and he passed away from cardiac arrest. It was a terrible end to a life marked by rapid struggle and difficulty. Although the primary cause of Robert's death was determined to be cardiac arrest by the subsequent medical evaluation, it was nevertheless conceivable to overlook the impact that his decades-long smoking habits had on his general health and eventual passing. Robert lived to reach 93 years old, but his last years were blighted by sorrow, pain, and regret. In addition to highlighting the difficult choice that people and their families must make when faced with the effects of a lifetime of unhealthy habits, Robert's story serves as a warning to the public about the risks of smoking and the significance of making healthy decisions throughout one's life. In the end, Robert was cremated, and his ashes were related to Resnick to Troop at Providence Memorial Hall and Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Imagery in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching my video.